Welcome to the Naked Relationship Podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Kelley.
And we've got a doozy for you. Remember when I used to say that all the time? Every episode?
A doozy.
Hey, you know what's interesting about this episode?
What?
It is episode 69.
No freaking way.
Yes.
Happy anniversary to us. Because that is legitimately our anniversary.
Yes.
June 9th. 2020.
Yeah, we didn't have a good anniversary because it kind of got rained out. We were going to go camping. Very romantic, but it's what you wanted to do.
He knows in my heart, and it's being outside
It's
in nature, sleeping with the bugs.
And with the wood, apparently.
But yeah. But hopefully this episode is a lot better than our anniversary.
Yes.
Yes. Exciting tales.
Well, I mean, okay, so before we get into this week's episode, let's go ahead and get into the Twitter poll of the week.
Oh, we got a new poll? Babe, we started doing it again?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Anyway.
I was like, what?
But we can get into our sponsor. No, I'm kidding. So speaking of that, we've got toy reviews coming with Taboo Toys. So that's exciting.
So Taboo Toys is going to hook you guys up with a discount code.
And it's, I believe it's Naked 15.
Naked 15.
We'll have the link below as well as the discount code. So in the show notes below.
Naked 15. Taboo Toys. Way better than some other companies out there.
Yes.
And I will tell you about my new toy.
And mine too. Because
they offer her toys, his toys, and their toys. Couples.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
And that's one thing that they're really trying to push is the male toys because that for some reason that doesn't really get
guys can have toys too, not just girls.
Yeah, and we're not just talking Hot Wheels, man. Anyway, so this episode is pretty exciting. We're going to talk about how Kelley broke a pretty major rule. And
okay, why do you give him these teasers and just let me tell the story?
All right, fine.
Do I start? Without further ado. Hold on, let me take a bite of my apple. My tummy hurt. Okay, guys. So as you know, I've been dealing with a lot. JK, that's my excuse for everything. But no, we moved, got a new house. I got a new job. So my game was not very strong, first of all. I was having difficulties talking to men on the apps that we use. So we had a couple app that we use. And that one, God, it looks like you retrograded back to the 1990s when computers were like a thing back then. That's what the website looks like. Okay. And I just hated navigating to it. And they finally came out with an app. So the app was a little bit better, but it kept glitching. Every other day, it kept glitching and wouldn't let you log into the app. So I go back to my defaults, which are Bumble and Tinder. And I found that on Tinder in this area that we are now living in had a lot more open-minded people. And I saw some more people on there that were looking for a third, married couples, people's in relationships. I saw a couple of guys that were they had open-mindedness in their bios because I read your bios.
It's funny because a lot of those people that were open-minded never worked out.
Yeah, it was weird. But yeah, some of them even had the hashtag on there kink friendly, things like that. And I thought that was very progressive for this area that we're in. So I ended up swiping right on this guy. He looked really cute. He was in his mid-20s. He definitely had a picture of his daughter, which I don't mind if you have kids. Good for you. And I just thought he was really cute and attractive. So he immediately started messaging me and asking me questions and not just being super so you're in an open relationship. Do you want to fuck? Things like that.
Basically not treating you like a piece of meat.
Exactly.
Hey, I'm in an open relationship. Let me spread my legs for you.
Exactly. Because that's how some guys approach it. And if you approach it that way, that is not gonna go well.
Yeah, that's a big turnoff.
Yeah, that's a really huge turnoff with me. I get tons of messages about guys hey, I see you're in an open relationship. Do you want to fuck? Or they immediately send dick pics or suggestive pics and want to meet up right away. And that is definitely not my vibe. I cannot stand it. Or when they ask, can you explain more about your open relationship? And sometimes I'm just too lazy to explain. So Adam and I have literally made a little notes category on our phones where we copy and paste it, the answers to the most common questions that we get asked.
Well, the other thing is I wonder how much of that is how can we control the narrative to help them not ask those questions? You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of maybe say, hey, look, I'm looking for this, but not necessarily this within, like, once they start asking that question of, hey, you're in an open marriage or whatever, explain that. Because, like, if we can kind of get ahead of it, then, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe try to steer the narrative as much as possible. But, like, when you get, like, 20 messages a day when people ask the same question, you kind of get tired of it, though. I wouldn't know. I never get more than, like, 0.5 messages per day, so I'm gonna have to take your word for it. Yeah, this guy was just a fresh of breath air, and it was very interesting. So, and he immediately like wanted to like talk. Like, I think he like called me like that day. What are we gonna call he? He, K. Who shall not be named. K? Special K? No, I think we already have a K. Oh yeah, we do. The neighbor who I just subscribed to our OnlyFans from the old apartment. Let's give this guy a real name. Call him Sean. Sean. Yeah, all right, we'll call him Sean. We're going to call him Sean. So Sean messages me. We start talking and chatting. And like he really likes talking on the phone. He is in the restaurant industry for a job. So he has like a very like a little bit flexible schedule, more so than mine. And so we make this plan to hang out. He is currently living with his mother who recently had COVID and he was helping her out. He has custody of joint custody of his daughter, and they alternate days where he goes with her for a few days and then she goes with her mom for a few days. So it worked out where like he didn't have her for that weekend and he invited me over, but it was like really late at night. Oh my God. When I said this guy was a disappointment. You were a disappointment. I know, but like... What do you mean a disappointment? All the things. All the things? As you progress, I'll point them out. All right, so this was like my first official play date in the new area. So yeah, and it's been a while too. Like I've been having like a little dry spell before this, so like I felt like a little bit frustrated, a little bit excited. It was a last minute thing too, wasn't it? Yeah, like it was very like last 10:30 at night. You're like, hey, can I go do this? Yeah. And I'm like, and I feel like that works better with you. And like when I tell you last minute, like you don't stress about it all day. Like you don't have to like overthink it, you know? Yeah. As long as I tell you though. So like before, my locations was on. I'll let you know when I got there. And like this guy lived in the middle of BFE in the freaking woods in a cabin like home. And kind of in a bit of a holler too. Holler. What's a holler? Basically where you can holler to everyone. Oh, that's like what you live is? Like not in the city or like a suburb, but you can like, you know, for example, kind of like where we are. It's kind of a holler because we can just stand there and yell at our neighbors if we want to, have a complete conversation with them from our porch, and they live a little ways away. Yeah, so he lived at the bottom of this hill. Very nice house, had a little creek by it. It was like very beautiful. So his parents were asleep, and I think he mentioned that his uncle was also staying there, and he likes to sleep in the living room on the recliner. And I was like, okay, we can just like hang out in my car. So we like chatted in my car for a little bit. I was getting cold. Oh my God, that was also when my car battery kept dying. Like I had to get someone to restart my car battery a few times, and I forgot to tell him that. So he like turned off the car, but didn't turn off the lights. So it like drained my battery. Yeah. But we'll get to that a little bit later. So we turned off the car, but the lights were still on. So we were like playing music. He got me a blanket. He got me a drink. And we were just kind of just talking. And I could kind of get You're sitting in the car? Or yeah, we're sitting in the car. Okay. I missed that transition. Sorry. Oh, sorry. We're sitting in the car. And then we moved to the back seat where there's more room, of course. Got me a blanket, got me a drink. He smokes, which I'm not very keen on smoking, but I understand. Like he was telling me about his life and everything, and I could understand the stresses he was under. So like it's totally fine if you do it, but just like don't do it like right in my car. He like went outside and was talking to me through the window. He was totally fine. He was talking to me through the window. Oh, they said fucking you through the window. No, and eventually like. He asked, like, do you feel comfortable with me? Like, do you think this will progress anywhere? And I was like, yeah, you seem really nice. He talked a lot. He kind of reminded me of you in that aspect. I knew that was coming. You talk the most
I've ever like met.
Like once I get to know someone and comfortable with them, sure. But if I'm
no, even if you don't know them, you like talk a lot and you make a lot of jokes.
Okay, maybe not in like a crowd setting though. Keep going. He's talking to you through the window. Kind of talks a lot.
Okay, he was talking to me through the window. He asked me if I felt comfortable. I was like, yeah. So he proceeds to like, we just like lightly make out. I don't think he's like a kissing person. And I could immediately tell, like he even said so, like at the end, that he just wasn't like really into kissing. He said he was really into anal, which I was not gonna do. Okay.
Especially with his big dick.
Yeah. Okay. And he was like talking about his penis. Like he had 3 brothers growing up, and I think he was in the middle. Like he has an older brother who's in his 30s. He's in his mid 20s. And then he has a younger brother that is like also nearing his mid 20s. And like apparently in high school, like a lot of people talked about how his brother was like a little bit of a player and like he played football and he got all the girls and he had a really big dick. So he always felt like he had to live up to that expectation. So he always said like, hey, like he always told the girls he would hook up with like, hey, my dick's not that big. And I think that kind of like hurt his pride. Like maybe someone might have like commented on.
Didn't you say someone said that his dick, like someone told him at some point in time that like it didn't compare to his brother?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think that really fucked with his head because he mentioned that a lot. Like, hey, my dick's not that big. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And like, yeah, I feel like some woman in his past might have said like, hey, your dick's not as good as your brother's or big as your brother's. And he's like, yeah, because I'm not my brother. And like, when I whipped it out, like, it was pretty, like, above average.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, is like, for us guys, like, we have to be able to understand that not every woman is a size queen and not every woman wants a huge dick.
Exactly.
Not every woman wants a certain type of penis, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's like blondes, brunettes, gingers. We all like different things.
Yeah. And like, he had a pretty, like I thought it was nice. Like it had a good girth.
You must have thought it was nice based off of what you're about to do.
And it was like above average in length, and like it was fine. He was circumcised, and so I started like going down on him, which he said he loved. He loved women that loved going down on him,
which you clearly hate.
Clearly. So I went down on him for a little bit, you know. Really enjoying myself. And you know when you like start doing something and you get like really horny and like all of your, what's the word?
Lost? Caught in the moment?
You get caught up in the moment, I guess would be a good example. And my fucking dumbass.
Oh, yeah.
My fucking dumbass had my like pants like at my ankles because, you know, I was playing with myself while I was going down on him. And I turn around, like we're in the back seat still. And I'm on my knees at the like at the
you're
bottom.
You're in the back seat and like the center console you're kind of sitting at? Okay.
Yeah. And then I turn around and like all this happened like really fast. Like he didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I turn around and like he starts like teasing me with his dick. And like I immediately, it felt so freaking amazing. Okay. Because it had been a while since I had another penis. Okay. And my dumbass sat down on it with no condom.
And this is funny because like at one point during the night, you told me that you told him, which sounds like some like you told me and then whatever. Anyway, that you told him there was no way you're fucking him without a condom.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was very like set in my rules. But damn, once you like are in the heat of the moment, all your boundaries kind of slowly dissolving. You don't think straight.
Yeah.
Which is a recipe for the worst disaster.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, Anne, I'm pretty sure I might have slid into her at one point in time.
Yeah, like it happens.
Yeah,
like
just because like the dry humping is just, it's so dangerous.
It really is. And it felt so good.
Yeah.
So, and he noticed right away. Cause like Adam mentioned, like I told him like, hey, we can't do anything without a condom. And he was like, hey, wait, stop. I don't have a condom on. I'm like, just keep going. Like I totally like blew him off and it just felt too good to stop.
Mm-hmm.
God, and it was amazing. And then like he started fucking me doggy in the back seat and it just felt really, really good. Like I didn't last long and he didn't either. Mm-hmm. And I was like, he said, where do you want me to come? I was just like, please just come inside me. And he was like, no, I'm not doing that.
So he comes on your fucking like back of your knee, right?
No. He sits back down and like comes on himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's disappointment number 2. I mean, even if it was back of your knee, that would have been a disappointment. Like it could have been your ass, your tits, your mouth, your face, your pussy, inside or out, your asshole, even your ass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and he comes on him like...
Yeah, he was trying to be nice.
Like, I get it, but like, you're begging for it.
Yeah, I was literally begging for him to come inside me.
Yeah.
And he did it. He was too good of a person. It just felt great. And then immediately after that, like he gave me another Mountain Dew. We said our goodbyes. A Mountain Dew to drink. So I was thirsty. And then at this point, like I get ready to go and leave. Like I have my pants up, my hair is back in a normal position, and my car is fucking dead. Okay? Because my battery was fucking dying. I've had this battery for like 6 years and it was time for a new one.
Can we like back up for a second?
Yeah.
What was your reaction when he came on himself?
It was the sound he made that was like a little bit like funny to me. Like
really?
It sounded like he was like a gunshot victim. He was like, like it was really. I was trying to be kind and not like comment on it.
Well, because like you remember like our first like full swap, we had a gentleman that, well, not really a gentleman as it turns out, but he sounded like he just got stabbed because he was like,
It was weird.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people are like that, but you know, when you're not used to it, it can be a bit of like a, what the heck did I just hear?
Yeah. Like a startlement.
Yeah. And then like, so you had to get your car jumped.
Yeah. Thankfully he jumped my car with his. He was so nice. He knew how to do it. He had jumper cables because I did not. And he sent me on my merry way, but he left his phone in my car.
Which he lives like 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
And this is, by the time you're done, it's like 2
1 a.m. Yeah. 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. On a weekday.
Yeah.
And I have to get up and work the next morning. Also, did you blow him after you came?
No.
Damn it. Anyway, so that happened. And so you're leaving and I'm like fucking like just ready for you to be home. Okay. So then you get home and like you had kind of run a little bit longer than I think either of us were expecting to in terms of like, because you were like sitting inside the house, I feel like for probably an hour and a half talking to him and other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And which was, I would imagine, awkward. And so then you get home and like immediately like you tell me like, hey, this is what happened. But you left out the
important part.
The important part of not wearing a condom. And so then as we're cuddling there, you look up at me and you're like, I did something bad. And I'm like, what did you do? And you're like, I didn't use a condom. And so like I immediately start going down on you.
Yeah.
I was really turned on. So then, which probably wouldn't have been the smartest thing to do, but we did the do. I feel like crazy, right?
Yeah, we did. It was like
hot as fuck.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah. For probably an hour or so. And this whole time, this fucker is like texting you somehow.
Yeah, he's texting me from his computer. And like I finally looked down at my phone and he's like, hey, I've been trying to get in contact with you. I think I left my phone in your car. I was like, holy shit. And I go down and look and it's like in the back seat.
Yeah.
And it was face down, so I didn't see it light up. So I picked it up and I was like, yeah, I'll bring you your phone. Like, I know how it would feel if I lost my phone.
And then you suckered me into bringing it.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go back and drive.
Yeah, and then like, because like he was blowing your phone up while we were cuddling and you're like texting him a little bit here and there. And I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, can I just have this moment with my wife, you know?
Yeah.
And then like eventually after we fuck is when we go down and look at the phone. But by then I was really annoyed with him. And then we go take his phone back. Another 40-minute drive. And
you got to meet him.
Yes. And when she says I got to meet him, it was more like he stood there while me and Kelley were in the car. We handed him his phone. At no point during probably a 10 to 15 minute conversation did he ever look at me or in the eye. And it was just like really awkward. Like he tried to make conversation like, oh, I hear you're a techie too. And like all these other
at least he tried though. Like I know how intimidating it could be to like look at the husband.
But for those of you that like know me and like have met me, you would know that like if it came to a fight, I would be the one getting my ass beat, most likely. Okay. But like,
I mean, but you kind of have to understand, like, this is a person who's never like been in the
I
lifestyle.
get it, but
and
like you literally just fucked my wife raw. I'm having a conversation with you, and I think I made a joke about like how good it must have been, you know? And like he's sitting there like trying to make small talk, but then also like not look me in the eye. And I'm like, okay,
he
this
was
is
trying. It was very, it was a little.
I don't know. If you have permission to fuck my wife and you can't even look at me when you're trying to talk to me, like I don't care if you look me in the eye, but like at least look at me.
I mean, I don't know if there's like any rules or like guidelines that we like put out.
No, for sure,
guys.
but it's like a respect thing. It's like, you know that I know what happened. I was more than okay with it. I gave my blessing even. I think I told you to be a little slut when you went over there. I mean, I probably had a hard on when you left, you know, but it's just like, at least like be able to look at me.
It was also like 3 a.m. We were all tired.
Yeah,
So
and like he was smoking a cigarette and stuff, which is not our thing. But I mean, he was just a disappointment in the phone, where he came, and then like how like late and all those other things. And then we had to drive over there.
Yeah, but like I had a good time. I enjoyed myself, obviously.
I mean, I had a good time. Like, I don't want to say reconnecting. I don't really like that phrase because that means we lost connection.
Yeah.
To me, at least. But anyway, so the sex was great. Your pussy tasted even better. But then after I was done going down on you, I will say I looked up at you and was like, go get tested. Yeah.
So like next week I made an appointment to get tested and everything. Everything came back fine. I was good.
Yeah, and
But we held off on any play and stuff.
Yeah, and this was 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And so you got tested then, and I just got tested, got the results back today, which those of you who follow us on Twitter would have seen that
Adam's clean.
I am clean as a whistle, although I can't do wheat anymore. Anyway, so get tested, folks. Anything else
regularly? So that is my experience with my first play date in the new home, in the new...
Well, anyway, that's going to do it for this week's episode, guys. Feel free to follow us on social media at TNR Podcast. Visit our website, thenakedrelationship.com. Also, exciting news is that we have dropped... we'll have links in the show notes below, but we have an OnlyFans, free and paid. One is NSFW, not safe for work, and one is safe for work. And so feel free to subscribe. We will always say thank you. And also buy our merch on fullswapshop.com. And you can also start hearing us on Full Swap Radio. So yeah, do you got anything else you want to say to the peoples?
No, guys. Just
go to tabootoys.com, naked15, 15% off.
And we're going to be talking about our experiences with these toys.
Yes, I'm excited because, like, one, it's a great company. Two, our contact there is amazing. And they have amazing products. And
we want you to experience that.
Yeah, and it's just amazing. Yeah, so tune in for next week's episode. Anything else for the peoples, babe?
No, guys. Have a great week.
Adios.
Bye.
Go Hawks.